welcome back to Shelabobby Handmade. My name is Caitlin, also known as Shelabobby, just about everywhere on the internet. And this is my podcast where we talk about knitting and crochet and fiber and yarn and acquisitions and fun things. Today I am in a new location. I am currently in my room. This is my new bookshelf that has my books and it has my knitting and crochet things. We're going to try this out for this week and see how we like it. So if I'm glancing a lot over here, I'm trying to see. I know that I have a window right there that is kind of reflecting, but I think we will have less reflection than we typically do when I'm outside. But we'll see. We're going to work all of that out. So if there are some technical issues this time, I think focus is good. My mom just came in and focused it. So we'll see if there are any issues. Please forgive me. We will work them out in the future. But I think this might be a little bit easier than me lugging everything outside. Everything's right here in my room. We have a semi-nice background that can arrange later, and there's some other options as well. But I think this might work. So that's some more admin stuff. I do have another admin-y type of thing to discuss as well, and that is thank you guys for being so understanding last week when I did not put out a podcast. It was a very busy weekend with finishing up the furniture in my room and putting everything together, along with just some lifey things that had to get done over the weekend, and so just didn't have enough dedicated time to sit down and record a podcast. So with that in mind, we have quite a bit to discuss today. We have quite a bit to go over, quite a bit to show you with finished objects. I think I have 6 finished objects. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. I forgot I finished one yesterday. So we have 7 finished objects to go over. Most of them are small, but I'm going to go over those and then mini works in progress as well. So, to get started, let's just recap summer sock camp. That is my favorite time of year in knitting because I focus on socks, which are my favorite things to knit. And the really cool thing, and you'll see that in my finished objects, the really cool thing is that I get really, really inspired by other things while I'm doing summer sock camp. So a lot of times I will be inspired by, garment makes and just little things that I'm so focused on socks that I see those things. They're really, really cool. And then after summer sock camp, it's just kind of an explosion of other makes. So with that in mind, we have a lot of cool things. Summer sock camp, I did finish with 17 finished socks in the 3 months, which I am going to pat myself on the back for that. My goal was 30, and that is a very manageable goal for me typically. However, this summer was very, very busy with getting chickens and just having that shift in, as me and Mom call it, the farm chores. So we had quite a bit to do over the summer to get the chickens ready, and that took a lot of my knitting time. And then my work has been a little bit heavier over the past month or so. So life happens. I'm completely happy with 17. I'm going to take that as a full win. That is actually, I think I had 14 or 15 last year. So that is more than I had last year, and I'm going to take that. All right, so let's get into finished objects. So my first one is tiny and simple. I guess I can hold them up on this side this time. This is a coaster. You're going to see it up close because I feel like I'm really far away today. We'll work on that. I feel like I need to stand up tall or something. Anyway, here is a coaster. It is just a simple coaster. When I moved all of my furniture around, I lost where I usually set my drink and the coaster, but like it's used on that side of the room. So I needed a coaster. And so instead of purchasing one or, making one out of, a receipt as I was doing, I just whipped out a skein of my cotton lily and cream yarn. I think this is the color jute. Just whipped that out and just made a single crochet coaster in the round. I didn't even bother finishing off the edge of it. But anyway, this is the coaster I made. I just made it to the size of my largest coffee cup. So it's quite of a large coaster, but it's perfect. I think that is all that is really needed to know. It took me less than 20 minutes to make, so no real dates to cover there. The next finished object, and I'm going to have a finished object avalanche here. There we go. The next finished object that I have is the mustard and ketchup socks that I am making, or made, for my friend Rezzy. These are made out of Trekking XXL. I'm calling them mustard and ketchup. Their name, I am not actually sure what the name of this sock is. I threw away the tag, so I do not actually know the colorway anymore either. I did not put it on my Ravelry for some reason, but I think it was something like 115. I mentioned it in the previous episode. So if you really, really need to know what this color is, then hop over there. This is made for my friend Rezzy, as I said, and so I used a US 2.5, 1.5 US needle, magic loop. I did 72 stitches, and the top of the sock and the leg of the sock are 3x1. Yes, 3x1 ribbing. It's been a while since I've done this. It's been 3 weeks since I recorded, so it's been a little while since I finished these. I finished these. These were my last summer sock camp pair of socks, so these were pair 17. I cast them on August 10th and cast them off August 31st, so these were on the last day of summer sock camp as well. I think that's all you need to know about these, but these are going to be saved for Christmas and sent off in early December for a Christmas present for him. So these are complete. I have 2 pairs, just put one on the blocker. I'm going to toss my blocker down there. Sorry for the noise. Alright, so the next finished object, and I'm going to have to move my notes, they're in my way. My next finished objects are some little baby chickens. Little crochet baby chickens. Aren't they so cute? So these are the Mabel Chicken by Jocelyn Elizabeth. I think it's something like Oaken something. It'll be linked down below the Ravelry project page and everything. But these are little crochet chickens that are made with Bernat blanket. I ordered Bernat blanket yarn in various colors and shades and things to do these chickens. I ordered way more than I need because I was just going to make each of my chickens. If you don't know, I have 6 chickens, 2 roosters, 4 hens, and I was just going to make one of each and have them as decoration in my room so that I have my chickens inside as well. So I bought a color to do the combs, and the beaks were going to be the gray color of the yellow one, but it looked weird on Shanti. This is Shanti's one. This one's Goldie. And so I'm going to have a lot of chickens. I'm going to make a lot of chickens. We're going to have a lot of chickens to share. So here are Goldie and Shanti. These were the first 2 that I've made so far of the chickens. Let's see. My notes are so far away now. I have to turn my head. I'm sorry. I did Shanti on September 7th, and I did Goldie on September 14th. So both of them are done. They sit on my shelf over there, nice and ready, and now I'm covered in fluff. So those 2 are 2 separate finished objects, but I lumped them together. And by the way, these finished objects are not in any particular order. I did not write them down in the order that I completed them. So I'm sorry if that's distracting or disturbing. Let me get my notes over here. I'm sorry. I feel like I'm all over the place already. Alright, so let's do Kate's socks next. So these are what I was calling my Berry Kate socks. These socks will not fit on blockers, so I'm sorry. You're going to have to see them as little wormy socks here. These socks are some yarn that my niece picked out for me to make her some socks, and I had planned to do them for summer sock camp, but did not complete them in time. They were on the needles for summer sock camp, but just didn't complete them in time, so not a big deal. I did a little bit of a longer cuff and leg for her. She is 9 years old, so she has teeny tiny little feet. And let's see. The yarn is Hypnotic Yarns Yarnable in, I think it was the May colorway. I also don't have the tag for that, sorry. Been cleaning up a lot, so some things have gotten tossed away, moved away, lost in the shuffle. So this is on their plush sock, which is the base that I get for Yarnable, and this is the Berry Citrus Bliss colorway. So it just has some little micro striping. It did very, very cute in these socks. I cast these on August 23rd and finished them September 14th, so yesterday for me. And these are 56 stitches. I knit them on US 1, 2.25 millimeter, and magic loop is my typical for any pair of socks, typically. Alright, so the last one, which side am I going to move on? This one. The last one I do not have with me, so I'm going to pop it up here on the screen. The last one is Soccer Mitts by, lost it on my page, by Erica, I'm going to say this, Louder? It's going to be on the screen too. These are some soccer mitts, fingerless mitts that I've had on my list for about 2 years now to make specifically with this yarn for my sister. And they've been on my shelf, which used to be over there, been on my shelf just looking at me. It is my leftovers of Skein Cocaine's hot sock in Iconic. I got one of her baby grand cakes and I made a sweater out of that. I think that was my Rebecca Clow. What is that called? I can't think of what it's called. It'll be here. What it's called. But her basic t-shirt, and I made it into a long sleeve sweater. I made that out of the Baby Grand, and I had just under 100 grams left, and I knit these mitts for my sister. I gave them to her for her birthday, which was last week, so I do not have them here. They are with her. So they were cast on September 3rd and finished September 7th. I don't know why I have been so apprehensive about making fingerless mitts or gloves or anything like that. I think it was the just construction of them seemed to be a little intimidating, but I have made these, and you'll see in just a second, I already have another pair cast on, and I really enjoy the pattern. It's very simple, easy to understand, so if you are looking to make a fingerless mitt and you're not sure which one to do, I recommend this one, and it is free. So I recommend that 100%. Plus it used almost all of my leftovers. It was just enough, I'm pointing over here because that's where it lives, for my bag of leftover yarns that are under 10 grams that are going to be used for a crochet blanket of some sort. Those live over here, so just enough left over to go in there, and it was just enough left over of just over 10 grams for my big crochet fingering sock crochet granny stripe Attic 24 blanket, which is usually my Advent blanket that I do during Christmas, so you'll see that in just a couple of months. But I was able to put a ball in there for just enough. So I will use up all of my leftovers for that giant skein of yarn. All right. That is all 7, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. Where did I get 7 from? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's only 6, y'all. Sorry, I can't count apparently. The way that I wrote the note, I think it made me think there was 7. But anyway, there are 6. So that's all Sinus 7. That is all 6 finished objects. All right, you ready to get into works in progress? Because it's been a lot too. I need to gather those up and move my finished objects away. But as I was saying in the beginning, after summer sock camp, just get a wave of inspiration to make other things and work on things that are kind of older works in progress, or things that have just been lingering, or things that I've been wanting to make. So, for example, the soccer mitts that have been on my list for 2 years. Yeah, just getting those things done. So let's see what I've been working on. The first work in progress that I'm going to discuss, I'm not going to show you because I usually only show you every other episode, and I believe I showed it last episode. If not, then I'm sorry, and you'll get to catch up on it later. Is my Ocean Waves blanket that I'm making for my friend. It is a queen size blanket. It's going to be 90 inches wide and 100 inches tall. I have reached the halfway point, and continuing to work on it, but I only show it every other week just because it's just stripes in the same order over and over again, so it's not too important to show you the progress there, but I've got quite a bit done, and we'll continue working on that for the next recording and show you how that's going. So that is the Ocean Waves blanket by Lauren Brown. Can't remember if I said that. It is a free pattern. It is a chevron-y wavy blanket. All right. Next is my outline tee, which you have not seen since October of last year. This was the first thing that I pulled out. Like, I finished those mustard and ketchup socks and then immediately pulled this out and started working on it. So this was something that I've been thinking about working on, and so I've been working on it. This is living in my Fat Squirrel bag, just a blue and navy, yellow, white, happy bag. Inside of it is my Ocean Waves, my outline tee, which is by Jessie Made Designs. And like I said, you have not seen this since October. I am, what is that called? Not helical knitting, but I am alternating. That's the word I was thinking of. I am alternating skeins for this, so I am just carrying it up in the middle, and I'll show that to you in the close-up, so you should be seeing that now. But I have been working on it. Where this pumpkin is, which is the stitch marker that was on it that I put in October, where the pumpkin marker is where you saw it last. And then the other stitch marker there is for my peace of mind as I'm working on it, because it's such just a big circumference of fingering weight, teeny tiny yarn. It takes forever to get inches on this, so having that marker and just doing it every couple of stitches and moving it up just gives me peace of mind that I am actually making progress. So I've done about, I'd say, 2.5 inches on this since I picked it up. Like I said, it was last seen in October, and I think I cast it on in March of last year. So it's a longer term whip. It may be some of my longest ones that I have on the needle. But yeah, I'm working to finish this. This is for myself. The yarn that I'm using is Malabrigo Sock in the colorway Ivy. I have 2 skeins, and the reason why I am alternating them is I bought them at different times. I had 1 skein that I had left over that I was going to make socks with, but I made my sister a tank top with it, and I really liked it. But I had 1 skein left over, and then I needed another 2 skeins to make the top for myself. So I needed to pick up more. When I went to the store to get it, it was slightly different. I think in the close-up you'll see it a lot better, but you can see this one here is a darker tone than the other ones. So I started with the darker one, and then I've been striping in the other color so that as we go on, it's not as noticeable, and I don't think you can even notice any stripes in it just because it is such a variegated tonal color. And you can see from far away, I will show you the back where I am carrying it up. You can see a seam straight down the middle, and I'm not worried about that. It's going to look like a seam, and clothings have seam, so I'm not really concerned about it. But I have done this on other things, and with blocking, it kind of just evens out. You don't notice it as much, and it's going to have a drop stitch on either side of it. So I'm not too concerned about it. It's going to look lovely. It's going to be great. I'm excited to get it done. So that is currently on my active whip list and trying to work through it. Sorry, I don't normally zip those up. I'm sorry if that was loud. All right. The next one is in this bag that I have here. This is like a woven basket, a cloth basket that I got from my local yarn shop that had this beautiful bunny naturey fabric on top. And in here are my soccer mitts. So I'm calling these my Eras mitts. And they are using leftovers of the Mustache Yarns Eras colorway. I made a pair of socks for myself, no, for my niece and my sister at the beginning of summer sock camp. Those were the first ones that I made, and my friend Tanya gave me her leftovers. And I was going to make myself a pair of socks, but I'm really enjoying these mitts. So I cast these on yesterday at Knit Group, and I'm just making myself one of those fingerless mitts in the self-striping. I think I'm about 5 or 6 rounds away from splitting for the thumb and doing the thumb increases, so that is where I am on that. Nothing real exciting. It kind of just looks like a leg of a sock right now, but I have 2 balls. This is the one that's not connected, and then this is the one that is. So I have just enough to make the 2 pairs for myself. So using up a lot of leftovers, which sounds good. However, I am also trying to use more yarn, skeins of yarn than I'm bringing in. But if I'm using leftovers, then I'm not counting those because they were leftovers. And so I already counted them out. So I don't know how that's going to look in the end. But I'm not going to stress about it. I'm having fun. The last work in progress I have for you is in my bag from JM Yarn and Crafts, my chicken bag that I won from summer sock camp. And in here I am making a pair of socks for my friend Rezi's mom, whose name is Norma. I usually make her a pair of socks alongside his pair of socks, and so just a little start on that. Not too much to show you, but this is the pattern is the Most Ardently Socks by Kelly Menzies, also known as Roro and Cades. And I just have the first repeat in there so you can't see it too much. But yeah, this is in Long Dog Yarns Merino Sock, which is 75/25 in the colorway and Echo in the Bone, which is from their Outlander collection. So it was just a pretty light, fluffy color that I think is going to look beautiful in this repeat. So just another pair of socks, my emotional support sock that I have on the go for when I need to grab a sock. It is a patterned one, but the pattern it looks complicated, but it's actually very easy to remember and memorize and not have to look at the pattern. It's a lacy pattern, but very, very simple. All right, acquisitions. I don't have any more space. Scooch over, little chickens. All right, let's see what we can do here. I'm missing one. Oh no, it's way far away. I got it, don't worry. All right, so I have quite a few acquisitions as normal. What do we expect? So the first one is my Yarnaceous Fibers. She had her mystery sale, which she does once or twice a year, but it's my favorite mystery sale to do just because I love her colors. I just love the way that she does it's almost like a painted or a glazed colorway, and I just love her colors. I never really get a chance to do her pre-orders or anything like that, but I love to get her skeins. She has a great sale on them, and she always picks colors that are perfect. I have a stripy sweater that she picked out for me last time, ready to go. But yeah, this time I got a sock set. I'm hoping I'm going to be in focus, because that's not in focus. This, I think, is in focus. If not, I am so sorry if it's been out of focus this entire time, or if I go in and out of focus. I'm sorry if that happens. We will work it out. But Yarnaceous Fibers sock set. This is on her Salta Fingering sock set, 85/15. And this particular colorway is Don't Tickle the Dinosaur. It's a bright pink with a bright green, with some green speckles in the main skein. Again, these are one of those colors I would not go into a yarn store and be like, I want this one, because pinks are not my color, but this is going to be a really cute sock. I may even do like a color work top or something like that. Maybe use my, I don't think I have them out, my Pacific, is it Pacific Knit Co? The ones that have like the doodle cows and things like that. I have a pack that has just some of the simpler patterns and like borders and things like that. I could add a little colorwork sock, I think, with these. That's the plan in the future. And then I also, oh no, I dropped it. I also ordered 3 of her semi-solids. And I don't, again, do not typically gravitate towards solid colors. I'm usually, give me speckles, give me stripes, give me all of the color variations. But I want to do some more lacy socks from Robo and Cade's, and this is what you need. You need more solid colors. So I picked out ordered 3 of the mystery skeins and just told her to follow her knitting heart on which ones would be best for me. Some of these I cannot pronounce, like this one is Purple Violet. No idea, but it is a beautiful dusty purple. This one is Frosted Cranberries, which is a mauvey pink color. And then this one does not have a name, so it might have been a oopsie skein or a leftover skein or something like that, but this one does not have a colorway. But it is blue, and I love blue. So these will become some lacy socks in the future as well. The next acquisition is Yarnable, and I'm doing these in order because I have them stacked here, is Yarnable. Oops, I forgot, in the Yarnaceous, these were at the bottom. So these are Monster Stitches stitch markers with some beautiful gems on them that came in there as well. And it says a rare find specially made for Yarnaceous fibers, and she included this in the order. So these are very cute, and I'm going to take them out now and put them on my projects. All right. Yarnable. If you haven't got your Yarnable, haven't opened it, don't want to get spoiled, look away. Don't look. Close your eyes. Because I'm going to show you the extras and everything that came with it. The extras, the first thing is this set of apple chip clips. And I'm going to split these up, give my sister some, give us some, give my grandma some, so that we all have some cute little apple clips. Because who can't have enough chip clips? And then, I'm sorry, I forgot to open this zipper, so I'm sorry if that's loud. The other thing that was included are these reusable paper towels with a cute little apple print on them. I have one of these and I've used it a couple times. These are washable inside of your dishwasher and replace several rolls of paper towels. And so they're pretty great for general cleanup and to be able to reuse. So they included one of those, and I think I got one last year around this time is when I got the one that I have in the kitchen. And then also included is a mug muffin of apple cinnamon, and it is low sugar, keto friendly. Heck yeah, I'm gonna eat it. Ooh, you put an egg in it. Maybe I'll wait until I have our first eggs from our chickens and make that with a fresh egg. Cannot wait. Any day now. We check every day for it. And then the yarn itself is Happily Ever After. So this is the September colorway, which is an amazing reddy pink, and will likely be making Rezzy some more Christmas socks to go along with his ketchup and mustard ones. So, oops, I had that upside down. I'm so sorry. So, yeah, speckly with a little bit of lighter pink, and then some deeper red colors. But that is going to most likely go to Rezzy. If you haven't been around and you don't know, Rezzy is my friend who lives in Texas, so doesn't use too many socks, but I have been making him socks, and his favorite color is red, and so I typically make him some plain red socks. This is the first time that I've made him those stripy socks with different colors in it, but he said he will wear them. So that is my Yarnable. Shoo, I should have told y'all to get a snack or a project or something. I have 2 more acquisitions to show you. The first one is from Fat Squirrel, who had a Halloween bag release. So excited. I missed one. that I'm very upset about because I set my alarm, and then I set the alarm, I opened up the page, and I saw the bag I wanted. I had it open to the bag I wanted, so all I had to do was refresh, and I got distracted, as I do, and I was 5 minutes after when I decided to refresh the page, and it was sold out, and my heart was sad. It was one of the Erin, her big bags, because I need another one for blankets and stuff, and I missed it, so I will have to wait until another bag speaks to me, but yes, I was sad I missed that one, but she still had what I'm calling my Lisa Frank ghosts. My favorite bag that I use that you guys see all the time is my ghosty bag from her, my purple ghosty bag. It's my favorite bag from her. I have some other sock bags, but her ghosty one's my favorite. This one can now also be included in that. It has what looks like embroidered or like faux embroidered or faux knit, fluffy, cute little ghosties on the bag. So now that I have shown you it, something's going in here. I don't know what. Probably a chicken. The last thing that I have is teeny tiny. So I didn't speak about this on the last episode because I didn't know about it actually until after I think it was while I was editing the last podcast is when I found out about this. Yarnia, who has a podcast at the store, I think in New Jersey or New York or up there somewhere. They have a store and then they do a podcast, and I typically watch their podcast, but I guess I've missed a couple and missed the memo for this. But they had a summer sock bingo. I think it was just called Summer Bingo or something like that, or sock bingo. Anyway, they had a bingo card, and what you did was you can mark off, and as soon as you get a bingo, you get a prize. If you fill out the entire bingo card, you got either put into a drawing, I can't remember, or you got another prize as well. So when I heard about it, I opened it up, and I was already 12 socks into summer sock camp. So as I was marking them off, I had already gotten bingo twice. So I submitted the card knowing that I probably wouldn't be able to finish it. And so I got the prize, the participation prize for the sock bingo, and on here it says YSB 24, which is Yarnia Sock Bingo 2024, and it's just an acrylic shimmery little sock. So I can add that to my stitch markers. Phew, that is all of my acquisitions. So this one has been a very, very long one. I had written a note to talk about sock weights and how I was talking about plushy yarns and things like that, but I think this episode is quite long to include something like that. So I will write a note and include that in the next podcast, hopefully. Just give you a sample of the differences between the sock yarns, plushiness, not plushiness, because yes, there is a difference between the plies, the fiber content, and just how that goes together to make a certain type of yarn, making it bouncy or squishy or something along those lines. So we'll talk about that in the next episode. Also in the next episode, we are going to have the third quarter stats for my yarn collection. I have an overall goal to use more yarn than I bring in. I'm just going to go ahead and say it's not going to be a great stat, but most of those things that I have bought, I'm going to make within the last quarter or finish in the last quarter of the year. And so all of those skeins that I purchase for the blanket, for a sweater, and for the chickens, all of those things are going to be used. And so they will go out at the same time. So I'm not going to stress about it. And what does it matter? It's a goal. It's something that I want to work towards doing. But if it doesn't happen, it's not the end of the world. I always say my collection of yarn is different than me using yarn and the knitting hobby. Two different hobbies, but you got to keep both of them in check, yeah? All right, that is all that I have for you today. Thank you for hanging out with me. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing so that you'll get notified whenever another video comes out. And yeah, if you like this video, click the like button. If you want to leave me a comment, let me know. Let me know how many socks you completed during summer sock camp if you were doing summer sock camp. If not, then let me know how many you would have tried to knit in the 3 months of summer sock camp if you didn't participate but could think about it. Alrighty, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.